Good afternoon, everybody, wherever you are in the world at Tottenham Hotspur. This is THFC Till I Die, the home of Spurs, past, present, and what's looking like a very positive future under Ange Postecoglou. It's Wednesday afternoon, in a week that if things hadn't gone so badly last week or last season, we'd be probably involved in the Champions League. But anyway, that's for next season anyway. So not a lot happening on the Spurs front this week. Our next game obviously is on Saturday against Wolves, and that's going to be an interesting match. Wolves, of course, a few problems, and we actually owe them one for that defeat earlier in the season when we lost 2 goals in the last 5 minutes up at their place. Anyway, let's have a look and see who's in the chat this afternoon before we get into it. Wembley won. They say afternoon, everybody. Afternoon to you, Wembley. And THFC Till I Die. Dermot is away getting himself checked out today, so wish him well on that. I hope it goes well. I know he's been in the hospital for quite a while now, and he's still there, so we're not start on about the health services, but he'll be back in action again tomorrow. And Wembley is saying that I wonder if starting the game fast, but he's been worked out in training this week. Yeah, that's a good point, because Brighton came at us at the start. Most teams are coming at us at the start. Everton did it as well. So, yeah, I think we need to get on the front foot straight away and try and score a few goals in the first few minutes rather than the last few. So, that's interesting. I think there's a few things going to be worked on. A couple of things to them. I know Spurs have made representations to the VAR people about the interference with goalkeepers. Like, if you looked at the video of an example on Saturday, when Vicario was obviously impeded by the Brighton player, who literally pushed him out of the way and was standing in his way. I mean, if that had invented in a goal, what would have happened? Would VAR have intervened? I doubt it. There's a few things I want to bring up too about another thing about that happened on Saturday when Papa Matar Sarr scored the equaliser. He ran into the crowd and was mobbed by the crowd, right, and got booked for it. Now, the same weekend, Conor Gallagher on Monday night did the same. Scott McTominay did the same for Manchester United. Exactly the same. Went to the crowd after he got booked. Neither of them got booked. Now, where's the continuity in that? We seem to be the fall guys. We'll always get the punishment, but other teams get away with it, which is not good at all. And Hot God is saying, good afternoon, Dermot and chat. Hope everyone is well. Yeah, Dermot's having a day off today. And don't forget that just to... I'm just going to our partner in this channel now is Drink Wraith. It's an energy drink, and I'm just going to put the ticker across the screen here so you can actually see what they do. It's an energy drink with a really, really top drawer website. Oh, I can't get it. Okay, there you go. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for all the latest Spurs news, and please support our channel partner, drinkwraith.com. Now, if you buy stuff on drinkwraith.com and put in the code THFC Till I Die, now I'm just going to move myself across here so you can see the scan that QR code with the code THFC TID, and you get 10% off anything that you buy. So please do give it a try. We're ordering stuff ourselves. See what it tastes like, and if you're into gaming, apparently it's a really, really good drink. So what have we got for this afternoon? A few things have cropped up in the last day or so. Nothing absolutely earth-shattering, but this is an interesting little story that came out of Korea. Well, not out of Korea, out of wherever the Asia Cup has been played. What happened to Sonny's finger? It seems that prior to the semi-final of the Asia Cup between South Korea and Jordan, some of the younger South Korean players wanted to play table tennis in the hotel. And for some reason, God knows why, the more senior players didn't want them to play it. And a scuffle between the two sets of protagonists ensued, and Sonny dislocated his finger, trying to act as peacemaker, I think. So apparently it's causing a huge bit of scandal over in Korea, because, as you know, like, Son is equivalent to God over there. And the fact that he was involved in something like this is making huge headlines in Korea. Now, he's okay. I mean, he managed to come on as a sub on Saturday, and as we well know, made the winning goal for Brennan Johnson. So it's just something or nothing. It gives the paper something to talk about. But he did dislocate his finger. I'm trying to solve out some sort of scuffle between the Korean teammates in the Asia Cup. And the next bit, this is one I find a bit strange. Remember last season, maybe about this time last season, actually, we were 3-1 up at Southampton, and we gave away 2 late goals to sacrifice 3 points. And the loss of those 2 points ultimately cost us Europe. But Conte literally bulldozed the players in the press conference after the match. He criticised him, and I think he was sacked a few days later. So this is probably the main reason that he was sacked. But he does not regret one word of what he said about the players. He said he stood by it. They deserved it, and they probably did. I mean, we were sitting there watching that with horror. I mean, Southampton were doomed. We were 3-1 up and coasting, and we just took our eye off the ball, and they scored 2 late goals, including a very dodgy penalty, I have to say, against I think it was Papa Sarr. So that's one of the reasons. Excuse me. It was one of the reasons that gave Levy reason to sack Antonio Conte after that match. But he's talking about it now, and also interestingly enough, he said that he doesn't regret his time at Tottenham. That he's taken a lot of positives from it. So he may have taken more positives than we have, but anyway, that's him. He's hoping to get back into management soon. And I'd say the fact now that he's now going public with some of these statements, he's actually putting the flag up that he's available for whatever clubs want to take the risk on hiring him. I don't think there'll be too many of them now, to be honest with you. Now, Daniela is saying, good afternoon. Leyton Orient won 4-3 at home versus Northampton. Wow. It was a whirlwind of a game, and we scored the winner in the 97th minute. Oh, boy, oh, boy. I believe there was a 9-2 in Division 2 last night as well. I can't remember who it was. But I tell you, that was some match. 4-3. And we have a Northampton fan on here, Daniela, who probably isn't too pleased about that result either. But anyway. And Daniela said, what was going on? What was going on with Sonny's finger? Well, I just discussed it there that he got involved in a bit of an altercation with some of the lads in the Korean team. It was nothing to do with Tottenham. Anyway, thank God. And Carl is saying, how are you, Carl? Afternoon, Philip. Hope you're well. And hello, everyone in the chat. And hello, Dermo, sitting behind your computer in your white chair and stroking a cat while watching the chat. No, I think poor Dermot's stuck in a queue in Wexford Hospital. I think he's been there since 10:30 this morning. It's now 4:15. So, yeah. Anyway. And Daniela saying, too right that Conte doesn't regret it. I don't blame him whatsoever. Yeah, well, he was right to give a go. I mean, I think we all would have had a go at the team after that performance. I mean, it was so good at one stage, and suddenly the last 15 minutes, just here we got this one, we'll give up, you know. And Carl is saying, yeah, Mansfield 9, Harrogate 2. Jesus, don't get scores like that too often, do you? So anyway, that's the chat for now. Now, this is one, another ex-manager in the news. Apparently, a certain Jose Mourinho has started learning German, because whatever he thinks that Thomas Tuchel is going to get the boot from Bayern Munich, which is pretty likely he might, and that he wants to take over at Bayern Munich. Now, you've got to admire the guy's balls. He's really talk about self-belief. You know, he starts learning a foreign language just so he thinks he can get a job in Germany. So, I mean, fair dues to him. You know, I hope he does get Bayern Munich. Apparently, Harry Kane has come out and said he'd be absolutely delighted if he did go to Bayern Munich. So Harry must have got on well with him at Tottenham. And Harry would not be at all pushed out, which is kind of not really a good vote of confidence in his present manager. When you start making comments about his successor coming in. But we'll see what happens there. It looks to me as if Bayern Munich will not win the Bundesliga this year. It looks like Leverkusen have really got their number now at this stage, 5 points ahead, I think, and playing really well. Absolutely hammered them at the weekend, in which Harry Kane did not have a good match at all. And just on the Harry Kane thing, I was just got trolling through the news, and this is probably old news, but do you know the way it was always talked that we got 100 million for Harry Kane? Lothar Matthäus, is it Matthäus? Yeah, he works at Bayern Munich, has come out categorically stating that Bayern Munich paid a total of 95 million euros for Harry Kane, which is probably in the mid-80s sterling. So we didn't get the 100 million, And just looks as if we didn't quite do as well on that deal as we possibly may have done. And also, and just to finish off on the Harry Kane thing, there's a thing doing the rounds at the minute that Harry Kane is one of the richest under 35 age group people in the UK, even though he's working in Germany now. The reckon at the moment, Harry Kane is worth a net figure of 51 million. Now, I know he's built up a property empire in the southeast of London for his retirement, obviously, but I'll tell you, that's not nothing to laugh about, is it? 51 million and him aged 30 years of age. Nice work if you can get it, you know. Now, this is our forthcoming signing, Lucas Bergvall from, what's the name of that? I can never remember the name. Something Garden he's coming from, and Just a Garden in, apparently the team had a press briefing on Monday there, which they discussed details of the terms that Tottenham obtained Bergvall signing under. And apparently they gave him permission to talk to 4 clubs. One of them is Real Madrid, obviously. Barcelona. Another one was another unnamed Spanish side, a French side also unnamed, and Eintracht Frankfurt, and Tottenham, obviously. So it's 5 clubs he was allowed to, 4 clubs plus Tottenham he was allowed to talk to. And as we know, the rest is history. Kulu had a word, Ange had a word, and now he's ours. And the reason we've got him for 10 million, and we've got him on 3 installments. The first installment will be paid next September, and there is also talk as to sweeten the deal and to make it, very attractive for the Norwegians, is to there might be a pre-season friendly. The Spurs will go over there and play one before the start of next season. So we'll have to wait and see. But again, it looks to me as the Spurs have got an absolute steal. They're at 10 million for a talent like that. If you watch these videos on YouTube, the guy is a mixture of Glenn Hoddle, Diego Maradona, and Pele. That's the way I describe him now. He looks the absolute. He's a box-to-box midfielder. He's got height, he's got pace, and he's got ability in the air as well as a pick a pass. So he's going to be a great signing for Spurs, and I have no doubt he goes straight into the first team squad next season. There'll be no messing around, no under 21s for this lad. He's going in straight away. Let's see now. Yeah, another. There's another bit of. I don't know. The Finnish transfer window must still be open, or mustn't shut, or shuts late. The young Spurs star Brooklyn Lions Foster, the 23-year-old centre-back who's been playing for the under-21s and the other teams for the last number of years, has moved to Helsinki on a permanent FK Helsinki on a permanent deal. Now there's no transfer fee involved as we think. He's gone off there. Obviously, he's one of the many players who probably will not make it up to the first team at Tottenham. He did appear as a sub in the Europa League or the Conference League last season, whatever season we were in, under Conte. So good luck to him. I hope he has a nice time in Helsinki, which is a lovely city to be going to, actually. And on the other front, now this is a rumor. We know we don't deal in rumors on this station, on this channel, but I just thought I'd mention this. Frankie de Jong apparently is available from Barcelona to anybody that wants to pay 60 million euros for him. Now, I'm just going to put it in the chat there. Do you think Frankie de Jong could do a job at Tottenham? And is he worth 60 million euros? But that is the talk. Barcelona are strapped for cash. They really have to sell some of their players, Anyway, I'll go back to the chat. This seems to be buzzing a bit here now. And Daniela is saying, will Sonny be able to play, or we have to wait until his finger goes? No, he's okay. He played on Saturday. He's fine. This all happened last week when he was out in Asia for the Asia Cup, And Adrian Lawrence, hi Adrian. Adrian's saying, it's a good one. Sonny's finger sounds like a new Tottenham podcast. Yeah. I can just imagine I won't do it on screen because it looked too rude, but you can imagine what the thumbnail for that might look like. And Daniela is saying, Tanganga is playing tonight for Millwall. I watched him on TV last game and he played well. He pitched championship level, nothing more. Yeah, he's been unfortunate with injuries. I mean, he had a spell out was in Germany and didn't get a game at all because he was injured, which was quite tough on the lad. Go to a foreign country like that, probably not knowing the language and not being able to play football. It was kind of tough on him, And Hot God is saying, probably clickbait from original source, but seriously, Frankie de Jong. Yeah, but I rate Frankie de Jong as a player. Now, whether it fit in Ange's scheme of things, I don't know. But see, this in a slow news week, the rumor mills will just start up, and this is one of the things that's cropped up in the last couple of days. And Matthew's saying, "Big up, comrade Philip." Yes, Matthew, how are you keeping? So anyway, let's go back to the banners again, and this is. Oops, where are we now? Again, this is another one. Joe Roden. There's one condition that this is going to happen, and that's Leeds get promoted. Leeds will not commit to making any transfers until they actually know when they're going to be promoted. Now, they're on 7 wins on the bounce in the Championship at the minute. They absolutely destroyed Swansea last night. So that's Joe Roden will be he's a good solid player. Never really got a chance to prove himself at Tottenham for one reason or another. Plus, there was competition at the time, and the manager didn't rate him, so he's been out on loan a couple of times. But he's playing well for Leeds, and Leeds are on a roll at the moment. They are doing very well, and there's probably every chance that he will go to them in the summer, providing they come up with, I think it's anywhere between 10 and 15 million quid for him. So that's what be another player off our books. Let's go back to the chat again. And here's Dermot saying, now, Dermot, Madonna. Madonna is not Maradona. Madonna is this one that sings and does silly things, but Maradona is a good footballer that was a good footballer. So I take it that's a spelling error that you put on there now. And Matthew said, yes, he is worth an incredible centre midfielder. He needs a manager who can use his full potential. There you go. I mean, I think we'd like to see Ange is the guy that can get the best out of these players like that. And I think you're going to find this summer, there'll be players knocking on our door rather than us knocking on their door, because they can see what's going on at Tottenham at the moment. And that would be extremely... a good buy for us, but whether Levy will go up to 60 million, we'll have to wait and see. And Dermot again, yes, Carl James Bond can't get me. James Bond can't get me. I think he's in his Blofeld character at the minute. And Hot God is saying, Bergvall learning from Frankie would be a bonus if he considers joining us. So many elite clubs to choose from, though. Yeah, well, I think it's going to be the team that comes up with the cash. I think that's the way it's going to be, you know. And Colin is saying that, how you call him, Spurs are scouting De Jong, but don't think it will happen. Well, I mean, the price tag alone didn't make me wonder will it ever happen. But you know, it would be a statement of intent, I think, if Spurs were to sign a player like Frankie De Jong. And Donna Cullen is saying Wagwan, Mr. Brady, and also Mr. Moyles. Hi, Donna. How's it going out in India? And Donna is saying, yes, Mr. Moyes, you can call me your Donna. I won't mind. Oh, I don't know. I'll say nothing now. I'll just keep moving. And Donna saying, my friends call me as such. Right now, just looking forward to the Wolves game on Saturday. This is the second of our 3 home games on the trot. I mean, I think we all knew that Brighton were going to cause us problems on Saturday. I mean, Brighton they're not too dissimilar in style to the way Spurs play. They play attacking football. They don't play the low block. They go at you. And let's face it, like we're a little bit fortunate on Saturday on a couple of occasions. One when Danny Welbeck dispossessed Mickey van der Ven in the first minute. Could have easily scored only for a brilliant save by Vicario. And then the penalty, okay, it was a penalty, no doubt about that. But they had a couple of other chances, especially in the second half. And that shot from Fatty literally just grazed the post on its way out. If that had gone in to make it 2-1, well, would we have come back? Who knows? But I think what you've got to admire, Ange made the substitutions right at the perfect time. I mean, to bring on the 3 players that he did at the time, I think it just boosted the team, especially Sonny coming on and Sonny doing this to the crowd. I mean, you could feel the whole place just lifted when that happened. And I mean, and so the run that Sonny made for Brennan Johnson's goal was superb. Like, it was almost a carbon copy of Johnson's goal against who was it? The the last home game before Brighton. You just got to remember. But you know the goal I'm talking about, the one that he slotted in right at the under the post. So it was a great goal, and it showed that in the 96th minute we were still going for it. We weren't sitting back holding out for the point. We were going for it. And Dermot is saying hello, Donna. And Carl is saying Wolves have lost one of the best players today for the rest of the season. Ah, right, okay. And Kuna, yeah, he's a good player. He's a good player. But I remember Dermot and myself were at the Lane. I call it the Lane. You know what I mean? Season before last, I think it was. When we played Wolves, and it was a game that we went 2-0 down after about 15 minutes, and Conte hauled off Ryan Sessegnon, and the poor fella had to walk from the opposite side of the pitch. He had to walk around the whole perimeter to get to the dressing room, to get to the dugouts. And the crowd felt. I mean, after 20 minutes being substitute, he must have felt he wanted the ground to open up and swallow him. And I think at least the crowd gave him a good ovation, But that was a very poor performance against Wolves. They beat us quite comfortably that day. And as I said earlier, we do owe them one for beating us 2-1. Our first defeat wasn't earlier in the season up at their place when we really threw it away. It was the worst performance of the day, of the season so far in that game, Dermot saying, please help the like button. And also don't forget the bottom of the screen there and the QR code there for drinkwraith.com. Get your energy drinks in. And Dermot's reminding me to say, please hit that QR code. And Dermot's head still at the N17 after the weekend. I think it is. It'll be there for a couple of weeks. I've never heard anybody come back from the match buzzing as much as Dermot. I mean, I rang him up on, it was a Saturday night, Sunday after he got home from the match anyway. And he was telling me all about the game, And 20 minutes later, he was still going on about it. He was like a child who got a new toy for Christmas. I think he realized he got his Tottenham back that day. And after being at 2 matches before that, 2 or 3 matches before that, when Spurs didn't even score. And I texted him at half time when it was 1-0. I said, you're going to be barred after this one, lad. If Spurs don't score in this match, you're not going back to that ground ever because you jinxed them. But eventually, hopefully, the jinx is now lifted, and we're planning on going to another match, hopefully before the end of the season, maybe the Burnley match, the last home game of the season. So, because I haven't been over since the Shakhtar Donetsk friendly before the season, where at least I had the pleasure of seeing Harry Kane score his last 4 goals for Tottenham. But that was it. And so that's now just a little chat about the nothing to do with us, all right, but the Champions League last night. Manchester City, comfortable winners against Copenhagen, although the goalie, Edison, whatever you call him, Alisson Edison, mix those 2 guys up, made an awful mess for the Copenhagen goal. He just hit a clearance straight to the Copenhagen goal. His shot was blocked, but then the forward coming in, they hit an absolute screamer to the top right-hand corner of the net. But they came back and they won it. So City are going to win the Champions League, I think. I don't think anyone's going to stop them. And then Real Madrid had a 1-0 win away to RB Leipzig. And tonight, I think we've got a couple of decent enough games. I'm just looking up. I think Bayern Munich are playing in. They're playing against Lazio away, and PSG are at home to Real Sociedad. So that's the 2 games for tonight, And Ronnie is saying reports that Tottenham have made a bid for Frankie de Jong are inaccurate. Yeah, no, I don't think we've got to the stage of bidding. We're just looking at this stage. No, there's no bid gone in. I quite agree with that. There isn't a bid gone in. And let me see, is there anything else we need to talk about? I think that's nearly all the banners we've done now. One thing I was just thinking, I'll go back to that. I mentioned this at the start, and it's what it really, really annoys me. The fact, I'm sorry for repeating myself here, but the fact that Papa Sarr gets booked for rightly celebrating a very good goal on Saturday, but Scott Gallagher and Conor Gallagher and Scott McTominay get a free rein, no yellow cards for doing exactly the same thing in the same weekend. Okay. It's the same as the fouls on. Okay, I'm not defending Vicario's performance against Everton. He wasn't strong enough coming for those fouls, but it's pretty obvious that there is an agenda and letting things happen on goalkeepers a bit more. But it seems to be mainly when Tottenham are playing. I don't think the likes of Arsenal or Liverpool or Man City would accept the treatment their goalkeepers have been getting, you know. Talking of Arsenal, I hate to mention it, but how is David Moyes still in a job after his team ran up the white flag on Sunday against Arsenal? I mean, the minute Arsenal scored the first goal, West Ham just downed tools. And I mean, I'd say there was only half the crowd was left in the stadium for the second half after going in 4-0 and down at half time. It was probably the worst performance by a club side in the Premiership this season. And, you know, it was shocking. And I hope it just doesn't give Arsenal any ideas above their station, because they're not going to win the league. The league winners are going to come out of Liverpool or Manchester City. And I'm still sticking with Manchester City. There's 10 or 11 matches on the trot now they've won. They mightn't be pulling up trees like they were last season, but Man City are like a train going down the track. They get faster and faster and stronger as the season goes on. And I think that is what's going to happen. They're going to win the league, and they've got. Although the human freak didn't score last night, it's quite unusual. You know, I thought he would have. He tried one that I saw, an overhead kick, when he would have been easier heading the ball. He would have scored if he'd headed it, but he didn't. So yeah, that's the Champions League, and Ronnie is saying yes, the refs are so inconsistent. It's just if everyone sang from the same hymn sheet and gave the same decisions for the same offence, well, I wouldn't mind. You don't mind your player getting booked if he deserves it, but to see one getting booked and then someone doing the same thing getting away with it, that really, really, really frustrating, you know. And I read somewhere too, which I can't believe this. It must become a Liverpool outlet, that Liverpool are the team that have suffered most under VAR this season. And that sounds like a joke to me. To me, Liverpool are the team that benefit most from VAR. But there you go. Depends what sort of stats you're using, I suppose, to come out with something like that. And Ronnie's coming up with a prediction here. First City, second Liverpool, I presume, third Woolwich, fourth Tottenham. Wouldn't surprise me. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. Manchester United are trying to put the frighteners on us now by saying, oh, they're coming for you. I don't think so. United are so inconsistent. They're still 6 points behind us, albeit make it 7 points because their goal difference is level. Well, our goal difference is plus 15. So the goal difference is going to be as good as a point there. And then we finish with United this season, thank God. We don't have to play them. But then again, they've got a game against Luton away on Saturday, which will be interesting. It's a sort of game United could easily lose. Hopefully they will, because I want to see Luton stay up now. I think they deserve it. They're brave enough to want to stay up, you know. Let me see if we've got anything else in the chat. I don't think there's anything else, lads. I think it'll be short and sweet until the Friday. We're doing another watch along tomorrow, and a news round tomorrow, and we'll be doing a 10 of the best tomorrow night. Details to follow, and then we'll be looking on Friday doing the pre-match build up, and also a video for the members with the pre-match predictions, the lineup predictions, and then on Saturday, great to have another Saturday match. It's really good to see that. We're playing Wolves at home, and whether it's on TV, I know it's not on here in Ireland, so we'll have to try and get hold of a stream somewhere. The Premier League, Premier TV here that show the matches on a Saturday, they're showing Burnley versus Arsenal the next Saturday. So it shows you how much we've got for their taste. So again, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Look at our community section there for the details. And also don't forget, please support our channel partner, drinkwraith.com. Look at scan the QR code above my head there. See it there? Or there, or wherever it is. And try it out. Let us know how you get on. We'd love to hear what people think of the stuff. The one I wouldn't be ordering is the bathwater one, which sounds absolutely repulsive. But I'm sure the rest of them taste very good, you know. Anyway, with that, lads, as always, come on, you Spurs. And we're going to finish off with our usual exit video here. And we'll see you all shortly. Lads, I've just been given some news. This is horrendous. Right, this is unconfirmed news, but if this is the case, we're in trouble. I've been told that Tottenham, Everton and Nottingham Forest look set to receive a points deduction in the coming weeks for breach of financial fair play. This will be the second lot of points taken off Everton. However, Spurs could be looking at a 10-point deduction for an offence in 2007 regarding Jermaine Defoe's transfer back to Tottenham. Wow, that is horrendous. Okay, if Everton get hit with 10-point deduction, they're gone. I have a feeling Tottenham, if they are hit with a 10-point deduction for a historic offence like that, are going to have every grounds to appeal it. That it's so historic, it's ridiculous. I mean, 15 years ago, 16 years ago, 17 years ago. But anyway, that's the latest. We'll confirm that more as we get it. But that is hot off the presses, and that comes from our usual source, which, as you know, is usually fairly accurate. In fact, very accurate. For once, I hope this isn't accurate. But anyway, that's the way we are at the moment, and that's worrying. And on with the outro.